Alrighty, let's take a look at the maintain volume constraint. So this one here does exactly what the name would suggest. It's going to maintain the volume to create squash and stretch. You have different modes up here. You've got strict, uniform, and single axis. And at the moment with the free axis is set to the Y, which is the length of the bone here. So that means when we scale our bone, it's going to stretch along that Y axis, and the other two axes are going to squash and stretch to maintain the volume. And you'll find it's most useful on the Y axis, in my opinion. So let's have a look at the modes. So the mode is going to decide whether it is going to work if you uniformly scale by hitting the S, or if you scale an individual channel. So the strict mode is going to do either of those. So if you scale it with the hotkey, or if you individually scale one of these ones, it's going to squash and stretch to maintain the volume regardless of which way that you do it. So that's the strict. Now the uniform will let you individually scale these channels that aren't affected by the free axis. However, if you scale the one that is the free axis, it will maintain the volume on the others relative to the scale that you've set. Or if you scale it uniformly, it's going to maintain that volume in the way that you expect. So that's the way that the uniform scaling works. Now the single axis will only scale when you work on that single axis. So this one here, it's maintaining the volume. If we do this one or this one, it's not going to do anything. But if we scale uniformly, it's not going to do that squash and stretch. It's only going to do it when you scale on that single axis. So hopefully that makes sense. So just to recap, the strict will strictly use the free axis scaling. The uniform will let you scale these ones individually, but it will only affect the volume when you scale them all together uniformly. And the single axis kind of does the opposite, where it will only affect the volume when you scale that individual single axis. This volume setting here, it really shouldn't be in meters like it is here, but that is kind of the volume at rest position. So you can actually change that or drive it if you like, and that will affect the volume of our bone here. But if you do happen to use this constraint, I think you'll find yourself living in a default setting of 1 most of the time. I've never actually had to change this. And the owner space should already make sense to you. So that is maintain volume constraint.